Hello, lovely people of GTL. It's another brand new day on the Ladies Avenue right on GhanaTalksRadio. We stream live on our YouTube channel and Facebook page as well at GhanaTalksRadio. Before we start with the main show, this program is sponsored by BB Superfine Bakery, Thames Metal Corporation, and GTL Sounds. And also do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel always, and you're good to go. Also follow us on all social media handles at GhanaTalksRadio. So today being a Tuesday, the 8th of August 2023, an interesting story to discuss today. Sometimes I wonder, this is not fear women, this is fear men. They always say men will stain your white cloth. Even aya white in no pengo koko so. They will bleach your black clothes too. Men fear men. So without wasting much time, we will listen to our audio, then we will be right back. Stay tuned.
I feel really guilty. It's killing me. I need advice from women, mainly women, because I want them to put themselves in my wife's shoes. I've been married for about 3 years. I'm a software engineer, so I work from home. My wife's kid sister just came to our city for her NYSC. In other words, it's National Service in Ghana. So she's been staying with us for about 3 months now. Although I'm the one who makes the big bucks, my wife seems to be married to her business and very absent at home. Even when I try to dissuade her from going to work on some days, she doesn't oblige. She runs a business I opened for her because I don't want her to work for anyone. Since her sister came, she has really been close to me. My wife is that strict big sister who her younger siblings are very scared of. So the young girl feels freer talking to me about herself than she does with her sister. She doesn't go to her PPA daily, so she spends a lot of time with me at home. Anyway, to cut the long story short, we had sex last week Friday, and the guilt has been killing me. I have taken my distance away from the girl and told her that it will never happen again. But I feel dead inside. This isn't who I am. There's no way I can justify this act, and I don't know if I can live with the guilt. Should I confess to my wife? I am scared that it would destroy my marriage and cause a big problem in their family because my wife is the golden daughter, and her parents will most probably disown the younger one. If I keep mute and not confess, I'm 100% sure that it won't happen again. But how do I look at this woman and continue living my life like nothing happened? I feel so broken and dirty inside. Should I maybe convince my wife to allow me rent an apartment for the younger sister in another part of town so that she would not live with us again? What should I do? Women, please, after insulting me, remember to leave a word of advice.
I feel so emotional, and because you feel emotional, you should understand. I don't know if it's my hormones, but of late I've been really emotional. Baby cry, I have to cry right now. I feel like crying. I don't know what to do. I feel like crying. Hey, men, boy. feels broke and dirty inside. First of all, are you a counselor? Why should your wife's sister be free with you? Why should your wife's sister be telling you her stuffs? In the first place, why are you condoning her? I said, what's the sunny panels watch? Let me not talk much. So without wasting much time, I have with me Ohima Lillian and also get you today right here in the studios. Ohima Lillian.
Yeah.
You cool?
Yeah.
I feel like crying. Gertrude.
Hi.
Hope everything is cool.
Yes, by God's grace.
All right. So we've all heard the story, the audio today. Young Kasapi, 11:30 pepe. I was saying trasso. So today, looking at what this man is saying, he understand the point that he really made a mistake, and he even understand that we can insult him. Yes, so everyone should feel free and insult him. He's listening. But first of all, Himalayan, don't you think that once he's feeling guilty, he should at least voice out to the wife?
Oh yeah. He has to. He shouldn't even hide it from the wife or something. And like in the first place, you see, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. You being friendly to your wife, sister, or something, but you should know your limits.
Okay.
And to the fact that you guys had sex or something, he should have even control himself. If he really, really loved the wife or something, no matter what, he should have even control himself by even that day. I'm sure it's not the first day that this happened. Maybe the lady tried or something, and once you are having a conversation with someone, once you are communicating with someone, and you guys are living in the same place, you just have a feeling for the person, not in a positive way, like not in a negative way rather, but rather in a positive way. So in all, I would say that he has to, talk to the wife about what's really happening in the house. And I'm sure he was like, sometimes he even tell the wife not to go to work and all that, because of what the sister is doing at home and all that. So I think the best thing for him to do is just open up to the wife, no matter what. And he should be ready to accept everything that comes. How can you sleep with two blood?
But
like,
wait, you remember
it's
I
abomination.
told you that Kofi no shasi hono.
Oh, you can control it. It's your mind.
Kofi doesn't know your
Amma,
wife's sister.
I said,
No. Kofi doesn't know
Your
that.
wife.
Kofi will enter anyway.
Oh no, it's your mind.
Okay.
It's your mind. And if you want to be on heat or something, it's your mind. It's your mind. You just
And
cast
from-
your mind to that thing.
I don't think he wants to be on heat, but from what he's
The
saying,
touching-
the wife doesn't really give him that attention.
Oh, okay.
She's
So must
married
you
to her.
I
And
mean
as a
have
wife,
sex
you
with?
should also do your wifely duties.
Oh, that one there. But even that one, you shouldn't even go to the extent
It's
of
not a
sleeping
good
with
excuse to.
sleeping with the sister or something. You can just go outside and do that. But
Hey,
your sister,
Your
oh,
sister.
your wife, what kisses? Nah, you shouldn't do that. It's really bad.
Okay, Gertrude.
Well, I don't even know what to start. Well, to be fair, I think the fact that it's eating him up means that he knows that he's really like messed up, like he's fucked up big time. As for the guilt, I don't think whether. I think he just has to come clean and be ready, just like the other lady said, be ready for any consequences that follow. Because if roles were reversed, you see a lot of men cheat, but they can't take it when they are cheated on. And this is not just a side chick or some random woman. This is your wife's kid's sister. So this is actually more than cheating. This is like, you've committed more. Is it incest or I don't know, whatever it is. It's an abomination because you slept with, not incest, but you slept with two sisters. And I don't know. I think even if I don't think the wife can forgive, the wife may forgive him, but I don't think the marriage will continue. Because even if it does, I mean, hey, let's be honest, we are humans. You imagine you waking up every day to see this person's face. This is someone that you trusted. This is someone who, you know, cheated on you and not with anyone else but your own blood sister. I don't think the marriage will stay the same, even if the wife forgives. And obviously, the kid's sister too is not a good person because how do you get close? I mean, like the other lady said, excuse me, as well. There's nothing wrong in getting close if your sister is a very strict person and you can't open up to her about whatever, and you feel like her husband is more approachable. Fine. I mean, your family, because it's your sisters, it's your brother-in-law. But what conversations were they having? Because you don't just get close to someone and all of a sudden you just have sex one day. I'm sure there were things that led up to the moment. So I'm sure maybe I don't know, maybe they were having conversations. Maybe she read, because they were close, she read it as, oh, maybe this man liked me, or vice versa. Because let's also take into consideration that the man said that the wife was very absent. And she was into her business and all that, and all those things he was saying it's more like excuses. It's kind of like, is he trying to justify the cheating? Come on, like people get busy, and sometimes life happens, and it's not every time that your wife or your husband will be available readily as and when you want. So sometimes you just need to learn to adjust. Yeah, communication helps. You talk to the person, okay, this is how I feel. Maybe I feel ignored. I feel like you're not fulfilling your part of the marital responsibilities or whatever. Fine, but to the extent that you get too close to, he wanted to cheat, and the wife's sister was available, and that's it. And unfortunately, he knows that he's messed up, and he knows that the wife may not forgive him, and he knows that it will cost him his marriage. So yeah, I think he should just come clean.
Okay, so with you saying that he wanted to cheat, I say a new mem say, baby, don't you think that he wanted to cheat? No, he doesn't. I feel he didn't really want to cheat, but it's like circumstances leading to one another, things leading to one another,
and I'm sure it could be. You see, the kiss is always at home. Maybe she's putting on this sexy thing that attracts the man. Like, it could be in that way. So he can't even control himself, but you have to control yourself. You have to see her as your right kisses.
Wait, now you're
now you're oh nah, it's very bad. So in case the wife also is sleeping with, I mean, the husband, kid bro or something. Okay.
And also shouldn't we partly blame the wife? Because from what the man is saying, obviously they are rich. In a way, they are rich to the extent say and if your husband, even though you shouldn't leave your business for anything, but at least your husband was the one who opened this business for you, and you are the owner of the business. You can choose to go to work at any time you want, any day. Obviously, probably you have workers, so at least you could sacrifice a day or two and be at home for your husband. Or must say, I know, dear, the money is more important.
Oh no, it's like the two of them, they are more important. So if your wife is doing something and you're not okay with it, you just have to talk to her, and then talk to her that that's what you are doing. At least to get time for me in some way. That's what has happened. But you just keep mute and then enjoy it, and later be like, you don't know what to do. And he even said that he wants to rent apartments. So what if he rent this apartment for the girl, and later maybe their sisters will be like, oh, if you don't marry me or something, I'll just tell my sister or something.
Don't you think
maybe the sisters can
my little contribution with him wanting to
rent
an apartment for this lady. I feel he should have done that
long time ago.
The moment
He has enjoyed the thing. Maybe there's a difference between the kisses and then the wife. Like, you get what I'm trying to say. So he wants to rent apartments for the kisses so that anytime that he feel like, oh, maybe let me pass by, and then you see.
But so
That's
does it
why I'm
mean
saying that it was a decision to cheat because he didn't have to get there, you know, when you've already done the deed or the deed has been done. That's when you're looking, because you can't go back and, you know, change the past. You cheated on your wife. Maybe if you had actually considered doing that before, but maybe the wife too may not like the idea that, oh, like, why do we have to rent an apartment for her? I mean, maybe the house is big enough, instead of, you know, spending another money or wasting money to blah 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 and all that. But then at the time, because I'm sure that he was getting attracted to the girl as they became closer and closer. So when he realized that is when he should have, as the man of the house, he should have maybe not obviously tell the wife that, you know, because of this, he doesn't have to give the exact reason, but, you know, kind of put his foot down and say, oh, I think for the whatever of our marriage or whatever, we deserve our own space and all that. I mean, family, because I know some couples who make arrangement of how long families can stay, not maybe more than a week or something. So if it's a longer term, then instead of the person staying with you, then you actually rather rent an apartment, you know, just to protect the peace of your home. So I know the wife's sister is a close relation. It's not like an auntie or an uncle or, you know, those distant relations, but sometimes, like they say, prevention is better than cure. Exactly. Because if that had happened, then I don't think we'll be having this conversation. But since he didn't, right now, even if you rent an apartment for her, depending on the kind of girl, because we don't know what a girl too will do. I mean, there is just the sex that is eating him up right now. What if the girl becomes pregnant? That is also another, you know, possibility. Or what if, even let's say if he decides not to tell the wife, what if the girl uses it to blackmail him for maybe money or for something? I don't know. You see, this is why self-control is very important, because sometimes you save yourself a ton of problems if you're just able to control yourself, and not the fact that your body is telling you to do something. You need to control your mind and take that thing out of the environment or the situation if it's within your control, so that you don't have to be writing stories and asking what people, you know, opinions and what to do.
Oh, what she's saying is true. What if the kissers used to blackmail him? That
so sorry to interrupt. Talking about this blackmail issue, don't you think the husband, if sometimes, I don't know, but when you cheat, sometimes with the gravity of this issue, the moment this man opens his mouth to say it's love or not, the marriage is automatically dissolved. So don't you think that with cheating issues like this, you should just feel remorseful and repent over your actions? Thereafter, you go into negotiations with the person. Oh, since we've committed this crime, it will be bad for me, it will be bad for you. Obviously, you'll be disowned by your parents. And with what the guy said, the wife is the golden daughter in the family. So obviously, I'm okay. The probability of being disowned is really, really high. So now, to the benefit of both of us, why don't we just keep mute over it and make sure it never happens again?
It will happen. It will definitely happen. So the best thing for you to do is just open up, and then be ready.
Open up, you are losing your marriage.
You won't lose. You won't lose. Oh, you won't lose.
Your husband sleeping with your own blood sister.
It will be hard. Like, it will be painful.
It won't be hard though.
It will be painful. I can't stand it, but at least you have to open up. If you keep mute, you see, a time will come, you will be like, oh, we shouldn't do this. You see, you guys will be just doing it like every day, always, and all that.
I feel when the man is really, really remorseful, he wouldn't go back to do that. And bema.
Oh, that's why I said in the beginning, it's your mind.
Okay.
He just feel like, oh, let me do it. After all, it's just sex. just 1 minute, 2 minutes, let me just do it. Yeah, it's just your mind. Sometimes sometimes you feel like, oh, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Then you be like, oh no, I'm not ready. So it's the mind.
Okay.
I mean,
Self-discipline.
he really enjoyed it. That's why he said he wants to rent apartments for the girl or something, so that anytime he can just pass by or something. Oh, he really did. Oh yes, he did.
Of course, he will enjoy it. He would, but afterwards, he would feel remorseful.
Yeah, I say more. But in the first place, you see, when you are married, then that's why when you're about to get married, you just go through some process and all that. When you're married, you shouldn't even invite your relatives to your house. Like, oh, they can come, but you have to know your limits in case of anything. Or you maybe your, as Gertrude said, you can. Some people, they have rules and regulations in their homes, so you can just come and spend like, oh, maybe 2 days or 3 days. You shouldn't invite like your parents or maybe your relatives to come and stay with you for more than a month or something. No, like she staying with them doing their national service and all that. A lady, a lady. Oh,
Me, I feel to the man, I feel I'm not thinking for him though, but I feel the main reason why he allowed the lady stay is because because there are some people, there are some men out there, as you said earlier, they wouldn't give you the chance the moment you step foot in their house. Even some people with the kind of provocative dresses you wear, they'll just tell you point blank that this dressing is not allowed. So sometimes I feel that the man in a way made a mistake, but on now dream fine. He was just helping. Oh, okay. Fine. And Sana,
to the extent of
as I said earlier, situations lead to another, making it another situation. So if he wasn't having an issue with the wife, always concentrating on the business, if only the wife had time for him, if
you shouldn't use that one as an excuse.
It's not an excuse, but in a way it is an excuse.
In what way?
Understand? Your wife doesn't give you attention.
So you talk to her. Fanatinas one evening when she returns back, like talk to her that that's what you are doing and I'm not okay with it. Do you want our marriage to collapse or something? Talk to her, put some sense in her head. Oh yeah, fine. Baby, like it's good to work, dear, but you should know how to control, like money things and all that.
Hey, okay. Gertrude.
To be honest, I just think that
as you're talking, then you add your final remarks.
Yeah, I'll just say that look, people cheat every day in relationships, in marriages, and it almost looks like now these things are. I mean, that you hear people like, is it counselor literally even saying cheating is part of marriage?
Yeah.
And sometimes when you hear such comments, you just wonder. Then what's the point? What's really the point of marriage if you can't even be faithful to somebody that you promised before God and man or men that you were going to be loyal to for the rest of your life? Then people should not deceive themselves into getting married in the first place. And temptations are everywhere. It could be internal, it could be external, and both, not just to the man, obviously, to women as well. The fact that you've married your wife doesn't mean stop her from being hit on by other men and vice versa. But it's up to you to, control yourselves and also be honest and be loyal to the person that you're with. If at any point you feel like you can no longer maintain that loyalty or whatever, or be faithful to them, you just have to have a conversation and go your separate ways. It doesn't have to be hard. But when it comes to this situation, this is like betrayal of the highest order. This is not, you didn't just cheat on your wife, but with actually her younger sister. And it has a lot of repercussions, like these kind of things, because apart from the marriage breaking down or whatever, the marriage folding up, the sister as well also has a case with the family, and the older sister also losing trust forever or permanently or for some time in the younger sister. So one error, like just one error, one mistake, and I'm sure he regrets it. I'm not sure about the sister if she regrets it, but from what he is saying, it looks like he's remorseful.
Yeah,
That
he's
is good.
really.
That's a good step. It's a sign that you actually want forgiveness. But as to whether your wife or the person that you want the forgiveness from will actually forgive you, that is also another conversation for another day. But these things, we just need to be careful out there, especially not just to the men, women as well. I mean, when it comes to cheating, when you cheat on your partner, you're breaking the person's trust, and it becomes harder for them to trust. If they move on to another relationship, it becomes harder for them to trust the next person, and this is what people don't understand. You think, oh, as a man, it's my right to cheat, or as a woman, maybe I'm cheating because my husband doesn't touch me or my husband is busy. But when you do that, you don't know what you're doing to the person, like psychologically, emotionally. Because even if the relationship breaks up or the marriage folds up and they move on, they will still carry that hurt, and it may affect their relationships until they actually fully heal. And sometimes healing is not as it's not sometimes healing is not very, like, it can take a lifetime for people to heal. So we are humans here. We all make mistakes. We are fallible, but we also need to be very, if you want to be in a relationship, it's not by force, but when you decide to, and especially to marry someone, be very sure that's what you want. And also be very careful entertaining, whether it's with your man, female friends and family, even families around, and if you're a woman, to get into cozy with maybe your male colleagues and all that. We really need to master the art of self-control and discipline, because
Self-discipline.
it kind of helps to build, curb all these issues like this.
All right, thank you very much. Ohimali, in your last words, what would you tell the man? What would you tell the husband and also the sister?
Okay, to the sister, she didn't try at all. Like she didn't really try. How can you sleep with your elder sister, like husband or something? I'm sure maybe there's some devil in her that's possessing her to do all these things. Like, it's not good. It's not right. Like, it's not right. You can't be close to your sister's husband, but to the extent of making love, like, it's really, really bad. Maybe she should. And then to the man, like, if you really love your wife in the first place, like, you wouldn't even do this. So what I want to tell people listening to us and watching us, that when you're in a relationship, or maybe when you're married, you shouldn't invite people into your houses or your home. If you want to leave, like, if you don't want any problem in your marriage or like relationship, don't invite people into your homes. And I know some people, like, the mother will come this week, then the next week immediately the mother leaves, another one will come, the uncle will come. It shouldn't be done that way, or always you have problems in your marriage. So that's why we should learn from this, and then we should use it to advise ourselves.
All right, we should learn from this. As a man, you should adhere to self-discipline and self-control. And not only men, to women also. Not only men cheat, women also cheat. So we all should have the habit of self-control and self-discipline. I was once told that anyone who cheats doesn't have the Spirit of God in him or her. They say that as an educated, self-disciplined, self-controlled person, you know the word of God, you would always be faithful and loyal. There is nothing like cheating. So to us and to those who cheat, you should know that start a class, sorry, and take God seriously. So this is where we end the show for today. I answer to the name Ohima Chimodo. A big thanks to Ohima, Lillian, and Gertrude for always sharing their insight with us, and also to DJ Rock and DJ Cham. Thank you for always supporting us. To our listeners and viewers of GTR, we say thank you very much. Stay tuned and listen in stereo.